Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, The Glammed Rebel. I hope everyone's having a good day. Please like, comment, and subscribe for daily updates. Recap Grace Buckingham's downfall. Explore Thomas Forrester's shady history, Beth's secret, Hope's obsession, mannequin madness, etc. Analyze the Colby mystery and how Thomas could fit. Break down motives, opportunities, and psychological profiles. Compare to past Forrester scandals. Include Paris's heartbreak, Bill's victimization, Finn's role, and Ridge's blind spots in the story. Speculate on where the story could head. Add fan reactions, meta-analysis, and generational echoes in the Forrester/Buckingham feud. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Was Thomas the secret blackmailer behind Grace's downfall? Introduction, a theory that shakes the foundations. The beauty of soap operas lies in their ability to twist the familiar into the shocking. We watch for the what-ifs that ripple through fan communities, as well as love triangles and family drama. Lately, one theory has been gaining steam among the bold and the beautiful faithful. What if Thomas Forrester, golden boy designer, tortured soul, and habitual schemer, was the real mastermind behind Grace Buckingham's spectacular downfall? On screen, Grace confessed to faking Liam Spencer's brain tumor and scamming Bill Spencer out of $1 million. It looked like her crime, her sin, and her humiliation. But in Soapland, things are rarely that straightforward. The mysterious blackmailer Colby, who pressured Grace, has yet to be revealed. And the puzzle pieces, when rearranged, start pointing to one familiar face: Thomas. Could it be true? Was Thomas not just a heartbroken fiancé, but also the secret puppeteer who orchestrated Grace's ruin? Let's dive into the evidence, the motives, and the potential fallout of this explosive theory. Grace Buckingham scandal, the official story. Before unpacking Thomas's possible involvement, we need to recap what happened. Dr. Grace Buckingham, mother to Paris and Zoe, carried the weight of a shady family history. Her ex, Reese Buckingham, once sold Hope Logan's baby to pay off gambling debts. Grace had always tried to present herself as a stabilizing force, protective, ambitious for her daughters, and wary of the Forresters. But that facade shattered when Finn caught medical inconsistencies in Liam's brain tumor diagnosis. Grace admitted she had falsified records, manipulating the situation for a mysterious benefactor. Simultaneously, Bill Spencer realized that she had deceived him out of $1 million. The confession stunned everyone. Grace's career crumbled, her relationship with Paris fractured, and her reputation in Los Angeles imploded. Yet the key question lingered: why would Grace, an accomplished doctor, risk everything for a scheme so convoluted? The answer might be because she wasn't acting alone. The shadow of Colby. Grace confessed that someone she only knew as Colby had put pressure on her. The name popped up in texts, anonymous and untraceable. Colby demanded she play along with the tumor scam and the financial con. On the surface, Colby was an outside figure, some unseen villain manipulating Grace. But soap fans know better. Mysterious aliases are masks for characters already embedded in the canvas. If Colby isn't Thomas, then who could he be? Is a new character going to be introduced months from now? Could it be a character from the past who has been forgotten? Possible. But the pieces seem to fit Thomas far too neatly. Thomas Forrester's pattern of manipulation. Let's be clear, Thomas Forrester has a history of descending into darkness. Fans love him for his tortured artistry, his devotion to his son Douglas, and his yearning for love. But his history reads like a catalog of manipulation. The Beth secret. Thomas knew Beth was alive and let Hope believe her baby was dead, leveraging grief to push her toward him. The Hope obsession. He manipulated situations to trap Hope in his orbit, even using Douglas as leverage. The mannequin. His mental breakdown culminated in him hallucinating a mannequin version of Hope, blurring the line between obsession and delusion. The voice app scandal. He used a voice-altering app to frame Brooke, nearly blowing up Ridge's marriage. These aren't the actions of a man who lets things go. These actions are indicative of a person who engages in hidden schemes, obsessions, and manipulations. This is why his swift and decisive breakup with Paris, shortly after Grace's confession, appears unsettling. Why would Thomas target Grace? The big question, motive. Why would Thomas blackmail his fiancée's mother and blow up his relationship? The theory suggests multiple reasons. 1. Exit strategy. Thomas may have regretted proposing to Paris. Ending the engagement directly would make him look like the villain. But if Grace imploded publicly, Thomas could walk away guilt-free. The wounded man, not the betrayer. 2. Control. Thomas thrives when he is in control. By orchestrating Grace's downfall, he regained control of a relationship dynamic that had started to slip from him. 3. Financial ambition. The $1 million from Bill Spencer might not be necessary for Thomas, but money is power. He could use it to fund a secret fashion venture, stake independence from Forrester Creations, or bankroll his next grand scheme. 4. Family resentment. Thomas has long carried a chip on his shoulder about being overshadowed by Ridge. What better way to assert himself than by orchestrating a scandal so explosive it shakes the Forrester-Buckingham alliances and recenters attention on him? The evidence is becoming more compelling. Fans analyzing this theory point to a few smoking guns. The timing. Thomas conveniently returned from Europe, right when Grace's scheme unraveled. He broke up with Paris almost immediately afterward. The timing was both too neat and too pat. The alias, Colby, is a random name, but random names are the hallmark of aliases. Thomas has used deception before. The scenario would fit. The benefit. Unlike Bill, Finn, or Paris, Thomas walked away better after Grace's confession. Everyone else lost something. Thomas lost nothing, and arguably gained freedom. The disposition. Thomas's calm demeanor in the aftermath doesn't match his character. He usually spirals, obsesses, and lashes out. Instead, he shrugged and moved on? Suspicious. Psychological profile. Why Thomas fits the bill. Thomas's psychology makes him an ideal suspect. He is brilliant but unstable, deeply insecure, and prone to grand gestures. He oscillates between redemption arcs and darker impulses. His relationship with Paris, while genuine at points, never had the obsessive spark of his bond with Hope. Ending it via blackmail would align with his pattern of destruction when bored or trapped. Moreover, Thomas has a long history of justifying extreme behavior as necessary. In his mind, orchestrating Grace's downfall might not even register as evil, just pragmatic. Finn's role, the convenient outsider. Dr. Finn was the one who exposed Grace, but in this theory, he wasn't the detective, he was the trap. If Thomas knew Finn's medical ethics would force him to act, he could time Grace's downfall perfectly. Thomas evaded any personal involvement in this way. Finn looked like the hero, Grace looked like the villain, and Thomas walked away scot-free. The Buckingham connection. Old debts, new scandals. Thomas has long been privy to the Buckingham family skeletons. Reese's crimes, Zoe's mistakes, Paris's vulnerability. All of it was information Thomas could use. Grace may have thought she was protecting her daughters, but in truth, she may have been manipulated by a man who knew exactly where to push. Fallout if the theory is true. If Thomas's true identity is revealed as Colby, the consequences will be severe. Paris, betrayed twice over, she could return with vengeance, blowing up Thomas's life. Grace, she could redeem herself by revealing the truth or sink deeper if she kept quiet too long. Bill, if Thomas stole his money, Bill will unleash fury. Few men survive Bill's vendettas. Ridge, once again forced to confront his son's manipulations. Ridge will either defend him or disown him. Both outcomes spark drama. Hope. If Thomas orchestrated this, it could destroy any chance of her trusting him again. Comparing past Forrester scandals. The Forresters have seen plenty of scandals. Eric's affairs, Ridge's triangles, and Stephanie's manipulations. But Thomas engineering a $1 million blackmail plot would stand out. It's not about love, it's about power. That elevates it from family drama to corporate thriller. Fan reaction, divided and electrified. The fan community is split. Some think the theory is too far-fetched, even for Thomas. Others argue it fits him perfectly. Reddit threads, Twitter debates, and Facebook groups are buzzing with speculation. The validity of this theory showcases the skillful development of Thomas's character as a pivotal figure. What happens next? If the writers lean into this theory, the story practically writes itself. Paris investigates Colby. Grace remembers details that point to Thomas. Bill tracks the missing million and finds a Forrester connection. Hope questions Thomas's morality again. Ridge is torn between loyalty to his son and outrage at his actions. The climax could see Thomas either exposed and ostracized or wriggling out with another clever manipulation. Conclusion: is it too twisted or just twisted enough? The best soap theories balance between the absurd and the inevitable. Thomas Forrester as Colby fits both categories. It's diabolical, cruel, brilliantly timed, and utterly in character. If true, it would ignite the canvas, pit families against each other, and set up months of fallout. If false, it still serves as a reminder. Thomas is never far from the shadows, and his next scheme is always just around the corner. This is because in the bold and the beautiful, everything is not always as it seems, and no one is as innocent as they appear. You are welcome to share any video requests in the comments. I will make a video about it. Stay connected with the Glammed Rebel for all the latest updates, spoilers, and deep dive recaps. See you in the next video. Stay safe and healthy. May God keep you safe. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell button for daily updates.